2 years ago, he came to Council Bluffs, and we sat down in Tish's restaurant and had a chance to talk to him. And since then, he's been to all 99 counties. Where are you at, 377?
I think it's 380 or 370.
All right, we're close to 380 town hall meetings.
Yeah.
He's met with Iowans. He is a strong conservative who's talking to me, a person like me who's married with 4 children, who cares about the future of their kids. He's talking about pro-family, and I'm telling you, he's catching fire because we're hearing a lot of desperate attacks right now, and it's just desperation. I want to tell you, I need your help. I need you to go. Will this help?
Now you got it.
We're going to blow everybody away here. I'm going to try and point it up so I don't, kill these people in front of me. I need you to do something for me. I need you to join me in endorsing Senator Santorum. What I want you to do tonight is, if you can, grab a yard sign and take it home. Tell all your friends, all your neighbors, your family. Take them with you tomorrow night. Because if you do, Rick Santorum will be the next President of the United States. Woo! Now, before you hear from the man of the hour, I want to introduce a real special person, a great American. He's a #1 New York Times best-selling author. And I'm telling you, if you like Tom Clancy, you'll love Brad Thor. Give it a shout out for Brad Thor.
Everybody, I know you're here to listen to Rick, but he asked me to get up here and introduce him. And I want to tell you, I drove in here from Chicago, Illinois. I brought my family because I believe this is the most important election of our lifetimes.
That's right.
The future of our country depends not only on the election coming up in the fall, but it really is important how Iowa votes in the caucus tomorrow night. The future of this country. Are we going to go back to a strong, prosperous America, or are we going to go the way of European socialism? And I don't want to see that happen in this country. People have asked me, why are you voting for Rick Santorum? And I said, because it's not just about winning the election. It's about what happens that first day on the job. It's about having a consistent conservative in there who we know we can trust to do this nation's most important business. And most importantly for me, the 2 biggest reasons that I have endorsed Rick are my 2 children. I believe we need to leave a country for our kids and our grandchildren that is stronger and more free than the country that was left to us. The only person who is going to do that for us is Senator Rick Santorum. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the next President of the United States, Senator Rick Santorum.
Hello, everybody. I don't think I need this. We'll leave this over here. Howard, we'll let you go ahead and talk about this thing. How about that? No, that's not working.
How's that?
That's
better? Great. Thank you all very much, Brad Thor. Brad is one of my favorite authors, and he's a great conservative who talks about the real challenges that America has and defending freedom. And I'm really excited to be here. I know he does a lot of commentary on radio and television, so I'm tickled to death that he drove his whole family from Chicago and to come here to campaign for us here in Iowa. And I want to thank Brad for being here. I want to thank Matt Schultz. You know, when we were sitting at 2-3% in the polls, there weren't a lot of people coming up and saying, you know, gee, Rick, I want to help you because I believe in you. But one person did, and that was Matt Schultz. And I had an opportunity, as Matt mentioned, to meet him and get to know him for a couple of years. I worked with him a little bit on his campaign for Secretary of State, and I just found him to be one of the real solid, salt of the earth conservatives. And I think he will be a great, he is already a leader in Iowa. He will be a great future leader of Iowa. And Matt's been spending the last 3 days with me and traveling all throughout the state. And I just want to give a special shout out to Matt Schultz. Thank you very, very much for everything. We've been here in Iowa. This is, I think, Town Hall 380. If anyone wants to correct me, I'm sort of losing track here down the stretch. But it's about 380 Town Hall meetings. All 99 counties. That was over a month ago, and we haven't speed dated through Iowa. we've taken our time. This has been a real courtship. We've sat and we've talked. We've sat across the table more times than not. Most of our town hall meetings have been sitting down in a table across. I saw Joe Klein here. He was with me in Corning, the home of Johnny Carson, I found out, and in Corning, Iowa, and there were 5 or 6 at a table in the back of 7. Oh, sorry, I was underestimating one crowd. How about that? Politician who underestimated a fact. That would be beneficial. Anyway, there was a small number in Kay's Cafe, and it was the night of a World Series game. And so there wasn't a very big crowd. The weather wasn't very nice, but that was the typical crowd. And people said, why are you doing this? And I said, because I respect the process. I respect the fact that Iowans are going to make their decision, and I want to give them every opportunity to get a chance to know not just what I believe in and not just what the white papers say, but get a chance to look into something that's important, and that is look into the eyes of someone who wants to be the leader of our government. And you can't do that very well, or as well as obviously we'd like you, and without that personal interaction. So we've been going around and traveling around Iowa, and we've been doing it with my family. They spent 3.5 weeks here in Iowa prior to the straw poll, and after that they were here. The entire family was here at that point, and after that we've had kids come in and out with me. My son John and my daughter Elizabeth have been making the most of the trips, and they are here somewhere in that throng, back there somewhere, all the way over there, okay? And the rest of the family came here. My wife Karen is here with me, who's right here. And yeah, you can give applause for Karen. You can do that. She's busy raising those 7 children that we have, and actually the rest of the family is here. They're here at the Pizza Ranch. I think this is Pizza Ranch number 35 or 36 that I have been to, and I've been in rooms like this, and usually with a lot less people. And the rest of the family's here. The other boys, Peter and Patrick, as well as my daughter Sarah Maria. And so this has been a real family affair today, and we've really enjoyed the trips around. And I'm just around to say really 3 things. Number 1 is thank you. This has been an incredible experience. I don't know what these other candidates are doing, running their campaigns, but I couldn't think of a better experience over the past several months than spending the time that I did in Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina. And I've spent an enormous amount of time in all 3. Up until this last month, it was about an equal amount of time. People say, well, you put all in here in Iowa. I've been to New Hampshire 30 times. I've spent more time and done more events in New Hampshire than anybody but John Huntsman, and he's lived there for the past 3 months. and the same thing in South Carolina. We've done more events in South Carolina than any other candidate. So these 3 states are the ones that fight to be first and have the tradition of being first. And we respected that. And we went out and tried to earn the votes of the people of these states. And we started here. Well, thank you. And we started here. And we end here tonight. This is our last, big town hall meeting, and I just wanted to say to each and every one of you, representing a lot of Iowans, that I thank you. The 3 words that I heard more than any other words as I traveled around and shook hands, I was at the Hy-Vee when I was here last time in Altoona, and was "Welcome to Iowa," and that was the repeated phrase. People were just very happy that you showed the respect to them of asking for their vote and being in front of them and giving them the opportunity to do something which is in fact a burden. It is in fact a burden, and it's a heavy responsibility. You're first. That is a huge responsibility. I know a lot of people makes light of the Iowa caucuses, but as you will see tomorrow night, it will have a huge impact on this race. And so the decision you make, and I know you know this, cannot and should not be taken lightly. And so I wanted to at least do my part to help you in this difficult decision by making ourselves available, sacrificing, as I have, my time with my wife and my children. But this is the most important election in your lifetime. And I've stepped forward, probably not the best time in my life to do it, but I did because I just felt that this was something that, when I look back at my grandfather and my dad, who were immigrants to this country, who fought hard to give me freedom, that it's the least I could do at a juncture in history to fight hard for my children's freedom. And that's what Karen and I decided to do, and we've made that commitment. And people have said, well, you know, what is the reason for your big rise in the polls these last few days? And I would just say this. The reason is you. I talked about Matt. I could also talk about Jim Gibbons, who's here tonight, former Iowa State wrestling coach and candidate for Congress, and a dear friend and someone who stepped up and helped us by endorsing us earlier this last month. And